So you have been feeling like a sad girl recently, exhausted, burnt out, and no amount of bougie manifestation is helping with that. Don't worry, I've got you. Because today we are going to discuss the 4 habits that are keeping you a sad girl and how we can finally turn things around. If you're new here, hello, my name is Ruth. I am a registered trauma therapist and it's a joy to have you here. I get it. TikTok is fun, Instagram is aesthetic, and you feel so burnt out that all you want to do is doom scroll before bed. But I promise that making tiny changes in your sleep routine can make all the difference to your energy and hormone levels. So if you do find yourself doom scrolling before bed, there's no shame in that, but there's 2 things that I want you to do. Firstly, we need to understand the reason that we're doom scrolling in the first place. Because the reality is that doom scrolling is a harmful coping mechanism that's keeping us away from our unwelcome thoughts, feelings and memories. And whilst this might feel uncomfortable to approach, I need you to grab a journal and put it beside your bed. And when you feel yourself reaching for your phone to doom scroll in the evenings, instead I want you to reach for that journal. Because in that journal, I am going to ask you to dump your thoughts, feelings and memories. Because by just consciously acknowledging that these thoughts, feelings and memories exist, we take the first step in processing them. It can feel really easy in the short term to doom scroll to suppress them, but in the long term, this creates much bigger mental health challenges. Now, we might be dumping in the journal just to let these thoughts, feelings and memories gently pass in their own time. We might recognise that we need to speak to a loved one or a friend. Or it might be time to reach out to a registered professional like myself if these things are just becoming way too much. Because some things are overwhelming and too hard to handle alone. This exercise can be as aesthetic or as messy as you like. There are no rules here. The only thing that matters is being honest with yourself. My second tip is to adopt the 10-3-2-1 rule. And this simply means no caffeine 10 hours before bed, no alcohol 3 hours before bed, and no work 2 hours before bed, and no screen time at least 1 hour before bed. I would say implement my first tip before you try implementing the second, because it will help your doom scrolling transition go much more smoothly. Edward Cullen hated vitamin D, but that is a vibe that will keep you feeling like a sad girl, without the vampire sparkles of course. In the UK, roughly 1 in 5 adults do not get enough vitamin D. And that is making them tired, achy, with muscle pains and even having symptoms of chronic fatigue. These might even be your own symptoms. Capitalism has made us so disconnected from nature, and in turn, less of us are getting regular breaks in the great outdoors, which are essential to top up our vitamin D. But don't worry, if forest bathing and mindful walking feel a little bit out of your depth right now, I've got you. All we are aiming for here is some gorgeous hot girl walks. In fact, did you know that getting yourself on even just a 10-minute hot girl walk when the sun is at its peak can make all the difference to your vitamin D levels and therefore your energy levels? Some simple hacks for getting in your hot girl walk are doing it first before your lunch break runs away with itself, no pun intended, and you end up just doing emails instead. Wearing or bringing appropriate footwear to work or university so you feel like a comfy hot girl. And getting a great podcast or audiobook on, letting you fully immerse yourself in your you time. And speaking of hot girl walks, if your social feeds, like my own, are constantly infiltrated by fitness influencers, doing often boring or brutal exercises, I empathise. Movement is one of the simplest things we can do to boost our physical and mental health, but why can it feel so hard? With capitalism has come the commercialisation of movement and our bodies. No longer are we told to listen to do what our body wants to do, and instead we're told to do what the latest fad is. To listen to anybody with a six-pack who tells you how to be as unattainably toned as they are. The reality is, when we are under unnecessary pressure, we're not going to do the thing that we're being told to do. We are significantly more likely to detach from it because the pressure feels way too much to succeed in it. And then we procrastinate. For us women, research is actually showing us that in our 4 different menstrual phases, different exercises suit us better. And remember, in each of those phases, this movement can look like anything that you want it to. I absolutely hate yoga. Sorry, yoga. And if I was to try to force myself to do yoga multiple times a week, you better believe that 9 times out of 10, I would just cancel that class. I wouldn't go, no matter how good it is for my body. So instead, I book myself into something I will actually enjoy. For me, that's Pilates or a bar or just getting out on a hot girl walk. And when it comes to our period, forcing ourselves to do unnecessary amounts of exercise is really just going to floor you for your follicular phase. When we're working against our hormonal cycle, we're going to do unnecessary, unenjoyable exercise to the point of burnout, or we're going to avoid movement altogether in fear of failure or looking stupid, thus rendering us feeling sluggish and shameful. I always encourage my own clients and patients to check in with themselves to see what they enjoy best and what feels most accessible for your body and your lifestyle. Because the reality is, by shifting our mindset and the types of movement that we're doing, we can learn to love exercise again. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, go and hit the like button. It'll help other sad girls know that I exist. We are exposed to more luxury, wealth, perfection, and aesthetically engineered beauty than ever before. And that makes it far too easy for us to compare ourselves to other people. This might seem like the most basic piece of advice, but we need to step back and really check in with what our own values are. Because oftentimes social media will tell you that your values are making money, looking perfect, and having the perfect family, home, or friendship group. But your own personal values are likely to be much different. Those little aesthetically perfect images or videos are making you think that your values are not important. So I'd encourage you to take 20 minutes out of your day to engage in this values exercise. I've linked a values worksheet below, and this worksheet breaks down a huge number of values and core beliefs that you may or may not hold. What I would like you to do is list the top 5 values which are most important to you, and the 5 least important. Many of you will likely find that the things you are comparing yourself to often don't even matter to you anyway. You're just told that they matter. Sadness is transient, but only if we allow it to pass. So I'm really hoping that some of these 4 exercises can help you on that journey. I'll see you soon, my love.